Yo, what is up, you guys? It's your boy Big Dog 121. We're doing a little simple two-step dancing around. But today we're gonna jump into, is the acquired treasure lockbox worth it? So a lot of people have been going around saying that this lockbox is trash. So I came to find out. So I finally picked up two lockboxes, or at least one of the lockboxes. So let's check it out. So inspect the box. Alright, so let's see what's in the first. So acquired treasures legendary mount pack. So let's see. So this box contains Tinder's floating disc, armored bullet, armored griffin mounts. So I truly think the only thing that's worth it in here is the Tinder floating disc, and that's truly because of the design of the floating disc. So let's see. Let's see if any of those other things are even worth it. So was it the Tinder? I believe Tinder is still a viable mount for DPS, I believe. So let's see. So it increases 4,000 recovery, and you're transformed into a virtual fighting machine, becoming stronger, tougher, and faster, more skilled in combat for 12 seconds. You gain 10% power, move 10% faster, and gain +2 strength, dexterity, and constitution, and armor class. So yeah, the Tensor floating disc is still a viable option. So in that case, this mount is good. So let's see about the bullet and the griffin. Probably could just put bull. Do they have it? They may not have it in legendary. Let's go see if they have it in epic. Okay, they have the epic one. So, in all actuality, the legendary one is probably going to be 4,000 deflection. Obviously, it'll increase your mount speed, I think, to what, 120? Barely. Alright, but the power you can dang, I forgot. You don't have a power on epics. But, honestly, if you're a tank of some sort, I guess the 4,000 deflection would be good. So if you're a tank, I guess it would be viable. Let's go check on the griffin. Let's see if they have a legendary. Alright, they do. Alright, so armored griffin. Combat power, summon your armored griffin to release an air-splitting screech, reducing the damage nearby enemies dealt by 30% for 6 seconds. Okay, that's not too bad. Reduce the damage of nearby enemies dealt by 30% for 6 seconds. The equip power, activating artifact power, reduces Arya cooldowns by 35%. And obviously it increases your amount of movement speed by 140. So I mean, Armored Griffin isn't terrible. I mean, somebody could use it. I know A class could take advantage of it. But I mean, it's not something that DPS class for me specifically needs. I guess it'd also be a good thing for another tank, because it reduces the damage done by enemies by 30%. So I guess if you're a tank, you can hit that combat power and they won't hit you as hard. Let's get back into the box. So, acquired epic mount pack. I believe it's the same exact thing, but just epic. So we can go down to here. So this box contains one of the following: Aranese Belial companion, Frozen Gale of Dura companion, and Mystic Forever. For one, I know the Mystic Forever is terrible. You have to die in order for the power to even work. Who wants to die just for a power to work? No, that's stupid. The Aranese Belial, I believe, is pretty good, and Frozen Gale of Dura, I have no idea. But let's go check them out. So, companions, let's go look up the Belial. Aranese Belial. Alright. So Aranese Belial. So 10% critical severity. So that's decent for a, well, that's not decent, that's pretty good for a DPS. So the powers are Bloody Spiral, grants you and your Aaronese temporary hit points. Expert leader, which this basically gives the powers and skills to your character. Furious Vengeance. When below 50% health, the Aaronese Bloody Spiral power provides twice as many temporary hit points. Okay, that's not bad. That's good for a DPS because usually DPSs have less health. Jab strikes the target, dealing damage. And again, this is another Master Leader. This is you basically get the powers of the companion added to your stats. I mean, I think this character would be better if they had a damage over time. But the fact that it gives you a 10% critical severity and temporary hit points, I think that's pretty good. It probably wouldn't be my main companion, but it could always be a viable companion for somebody again. What was the next one? Gilder. So let's make sure. Spec box. So frozen Gilder. Okay. Let's see if they have one legendary, maybe. Nope. Epic. Alright. So, Frozen Gate Door increases damage resistance up to 10% based on the percentage of damage you have taken. Alright, so, Demanding Stomp deals damage and a hard taunt to a primary target. Expert Defender. Master Defender. Slam. Lifting his arms high in the air, the Gable slams his target with all his might and taunting it. Storm Warden deals up to 50% more damage based on how much HP is missing every 10 seconds. Heal for 80% of the missing health. Okay, so obviously this is a tank companion, but I personally wouldn't use this on my tank because at this point my tank is pretty high. It's high enough where I can taunt and get all the enemies to me. But hey, if you can't taunt and get the enemies to you, this would probably be a decent companion because it deals damage in a hard taunt to the primary target. I mean, it probably wouldn't go straight to you, which would cause a problem with you aggroing as a tank. But obviously, this has very defensive powers. But let's go to the last one, which I completely forgot. Which is, Mr. Foyer. We're not even going to look at that because it's a piece of crap. You can look it up for yourself, but it's terrible. Alright, so Baphomet's Infernal Talisman. Increases action points by 3% every 3 seconds while in combat. Equip 465, 368 critical strike, and 368 deflection. Part of the Demon Lord's immortality. If you get all pieces of the set, deal up to 20% additional damage based on the difference in hit point percentage between the player and the target. So obviously, with Mod 16 coming up, this used to be one of the best artifact sets to have, but apparently in Mod 16 it's obsolete and no one truly uses it. So yeah, I would say no, don't worry about even trying to get this because it's not worth it. Same thing here, it's just a different color or a different rarity. The companion upgrade tokens, I mean, everything needs companion upgrade tokens, so you might as well not everything, but all the companions need it. So yeah, it's always worth it to get companion upgrade tokens. Cube augmentation, same thing. If you decide to change your weapon or anything on that dealing with anything with that weapon, you can use these. So yeah, I guess these would be a good something to take out of it. Again, also, if you've opened a bunch of boxes like I have, you already have probably 200, 300 of these things. So, hey, if you don't need them, again, I wouldn't open this box. Alright, so random rank 8 runestone. It can be any rank 8 runestone. But going into mod 16, I don't see rank 8s being valuable unless you just want the refinement or you just need an extra enchantment or runestone for your character. But oh no, I'm sorry, this is runestones. Runestones apparently are really good and you need them for your companion. So yeah, that's definitely valuable. It's a rank 8 though, so you have to rank it up. Jadeite, it's another way of getting refinement. I think it's just 2,500 refinement points. Obviously the Tourmaline trade bar jackpot, which is a good thing. But most of the time you have everything out of the trade bar. So hey, it's whatever you want to do. Ultimate Enchanting Stone. If you play this game long enough, this is basically for upgrading your artifacts, weapons, etc. Brilliant Diamond is another way of refinement. It's 25,000 refinement. I think that's the most refinement you can get out of an object. So we have the moderate fate touch that comes out of this. You do an additional 15% of weapon damage as psychic damage with your powers. Also, your encounter powers siphon away 8% of the target's damage. This damage is converted into 8% more damage for you. This effect lasts 10 seconds and it will happen once every 20 seconds. Yeah, apparently this was one of the better enchantments for a DPS that had their stats all leveled out and where they want them to be. But going into mod 16, apparently Vorpal just craps all over any enchantment. So if you feel the need right now in mod 15 that this would be worth it to you, hey, why not? Moderate negation. When receiving damage, each hit stacks 1.5% increase to your damage resistance for 10 seconds. This effect can stack a maximum of 10 times. This is I know I use it for my tank, or you can use it for your tank, or you can truly use it for anything that you want, but I mainly use it on my tank. I don't truly see a reason to use it on my Hunter Ranger because I'm using the Bark Shield, and Bark Shield obviously absorbs damage. So if you feel the need to increase your damage distance, hey, Moderate Negation Enchantment is in this box and you can grab it. Ultimate Mark of Potency, another thing to upgrade your weapons or enchantments. Same thing with Superior Mark of Potency and same thing with Superior Enchanting Stone. Alexandrite is another way of getting refinement points. Bloody Ruby, another way to get refinement points. Greater Enchanting Pack. This includes 5 Greater Enchanting Stones and a Jadeite, which was 2,500. Greater Mark of Potency, another way of upgrading your weapons. And here's the random rank 8 enchantments. You can get just random rank 8 enchantments. I don't know how else to explain it. You can get a random legendary tool, some greater health of stones, some epic insignias, which this would probably be a great idea to get at if you don't have all epic insignias at the moment. Again, 3 rare insignias will also be good. Going into mod 16, apparently you can upgrade your insignias. And the more, I guess, the more rares you have of that specific insignia, because you need certain number of colors of the same insignia in order to upgrade it all the way up to epic and legendary. And this is an uncommon profession supplement. Bloody Ruby, Black Opal, Flawless Sapphire. So all in all, going through this, the only things that I would see that are valuable somewhat would be the cube augmentations, the companion upgrade tokens, the rank 8 runestones, ultimate enchanting stone, obviously, the ultimate mark of potency, and last but not least, the insignias. Other than that, I wouldn't personally invest or put keys into this, unless you just want something specifically out of here. Unless you specifically want the Tinge of Floating Disc, knowing that they did the I guess the rework to it. But other than that, hey, you can invest in what you want to invest in, spend your money, take your diamonds away, whatever you want to do. But I was just giving you guys an insight or look at it. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And yeah, peace.